Hey, today I'm talking about two really good movies and one really bad movie that all feature snow. And the names of those three movies are Lady Blood Snow, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. First up is Lady Blood Snow. This movie is amazing. If you were ever wondering where Quentin Tarantino got the inspiration for Kill Bill, it's this movie. I would almost call Kill Bill a remake of this movie. And it's really freaking good. I love everything about this movie. The basic premise is this young woman has spent her entire life being raised to be an incredible assassin for the sole purpose of getting revenge for the death of some family members. And it's great. Everything about this movie is great. The violence is so over the top and so bloody. Like the way blood squirts out, it's just like with that exact sound effects. It's so cheesy and ridiculous, and it's so great. Oh my god, it's relentlessly brutal and I love it. The story is also really solid. I love just how badass she is, but she still struggles with her humanity even though she has been trained to not be a human. Her mentor specifically tells her that she's not a human, she's this other thing. The story's just great, good solid twists and turns. It's just everything you want in a 70s revenge movie, bloody greatness. It's just and I also just love too how it's not these long drawn out sword fights. They're really realistic fights because they're done in just a couple swings. Someone loses a hand after the second one. It's so good and so well done. I understand why Quentin Tarantino made Kill Bill now. It makes so much sense because this it's so great. I without a doubt will recommend this movie. It is terrific. If you're a fan of the genre, I would even more so recommend it, but it's so dang good. This movie is great, the action's amazing, the story is amazing, the acting's fantastic, the cinematography is great. It's just a beautiful, fantastic, everything wonderful movie. I loved it a ton. Next up is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. This is a 2020 movie, written, directed, and starring Jim Cummings. I've now seen all three of his feature-length films. The basic premise is he plays a small-town cop, and there are these mysterious murders that keep happening that kind of feel like they're supernatural, and it's unclear if they are supernatural in origin or if there's some basis in reality to actually explain these things away. It's really just a genre film. It is just kind of beat for beat a murder mystery, but they do it really well. I'm not entirely sure if you can figure it out before they reveal it at the end of the movie, who did the killing and how they're doing it and all that stuff. I would have to rewatch it to figure that out for sure. So that would be my only slight complaint. Otherwise, it's great. Yeah, I love a good murder mystery. Psych is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love murder mystery things in general, and this one does a fantastic job with it. And I love Jim Cummings as a writer, director, actor. He's great. I guess if I were to kind of complain about something else, it's that even though Jim Cummings is fantastic in all three of his roles, he essentially has the same voice across all three of his movies. His characters, though are very distinctly different, all sound the same, and not every single actor changes their voice between roles. It's just kind of a little bit more noticeable here because he also wrote it, so he's really using the exact same words that he would always use, his own natural voice. But honestly, it's a very minor gripe. It's only more so noticeable just because I watched all three of his films relatively close together. But yeah, I also definitely recommend this one, especially if you're a fan of murder mysteries. It's really solid. But yeah, it was a really good film. I'm really glad I found Jim Cummings. He is really terrific at his job. And lastly is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I am sorry if you really, really love this movie. I have zero nostalgia for it. The only reason I watched it is because my niece gave it to me for Christmas last year. I have seen bits and pieces of the first Vacation movie, but I don't think I've actually seen the entire thing before. Definitely haven't seen this one before. And yeah, I really did not like this movie. I didn't find it even remotely funny or interesting. It kind of felt like it was humor that was for 6-year-olds, but for some reason it was all directed at adults. Like, this is definitely an adult movie, but it's just got the dumbest, most boring, obvious jokes. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't know. Like, I maybe a tiny bit chuckled twice, but that's really it. And this is supposed to be like a balls to the walls crazy comedy, so that's not good. And also, I really hate the ending. I'm gonna spoil it. So like, the main guy is supposed to get his Christmas check bonus, and he's really excited about it. He's gonna buy a pool, but then he didn't get it. So his cousin kidnaps the CEO of the company and be like, hey, give us the check. And he's like, oh, I see how my actions have poorly affected regular working class people. I will definitely now give them more money. I see the error of my ways. And it's like, that is by far the most unrealistic thing potentially ever put in film. I mean, that definitely sounds like I'm exaggerating, but like, CEOs don't give a fuck about you. They're not gonna give out money. They know what they're doing is bad, and they don't care. So yeah, I really didn't like this movie. I'm sorry if that opinion offends you. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Lady Snowblood sitting at number 23 in the really liked category. I really, really liked it. And then after that is The Wolf of Snow Hollow sitting at number 55 in the really liked category. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation sitting at number 258 in the didn't liked category. And this is out of a total of 270 old movies so far this year. And that brings the grand total out of all the movies I've seen so far this year up to 351.